evening, we bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo De Rosario.
And to give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite sports icons and athletes, I'm Boom Gonzalez. And in tonight's game plan, we will have a special UAAP basketball fantasy draft to mark the second round of the men's basketball tournament.
We'll also talk international hoops as we dissect the best stories of the weekend in the NBA. I wonder who we're talking about here in particular. And we'll get a preview of the upcoming matches in the 2022 PVL Reinforced Conference. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. Round 1 of the UAAP Season 85 Men's Basketball Tournament wrapped up this weekend, so we prepared something special to welcome round number 2. Joining tonight for a fantasy draft featuring the biggest stars in the league, our UAAP Season 85 analyst, Coach Willie Wilson, and Mr. Hot Takes himself, Jello Vito, here to make our blood pressures boil again.
Mr. Prime Time versus Mr. Hot Takes. I love it. I love it.
It's crazy. So, just so we know what the rules are here,
Okay.
everyone knows the rules.
You've done this before, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So, and Coach Willie was here before
Okay.
as a reaction guy.
Okay.
But now he's making picks too. So we asked them to agree on a 10-man pool
Right.
of UAP players, which they did. Then no fights there yet. And then in no particular order, we're gonna go through a little snake draft thing. Coin toss off the air. Coach Willie won the coin toss
Just a while ago.
just a while ago.
Okay.
So he's gonna start us off here. Boom.
First pick.
First pick.
You get the first pick. So who are you taking?
You know, great choices on this list, but I have to go with the man-child, Carl Tamayo.
Carl Tamayo, number
Okay.
1 overall pick. Okay. All right. So, any violent reactions to that, Mr. Hot
No,
Takes?
it's really
Is he
a
the
good-
number 1 pick?
Yeah, he is. He can be the number 1 pick, but my pick, I think,
Candy?
should be the
Should
number
be.
1 pick.
Okay,
but
should be
I
the
am
number
lucky.
one.
But I'm lucky to
Okay.
have this pick. So
So he passed on him.
yeah, he passed on this
Ooh.
guy.
Okay.
So I'm going with the number 1 scorer of the league, Shawnee Winston.
Shani. Okay.
Having a
Shani.
spectacular
Very
season,
much, yeah.
both of them.
Yeah.
Obviously, UP on top of the ladder,
All right. There is the averages there of Shani Winston. Again, 21 points.
leading the league.
Yeah.
Points per
Okay.
game. Insane there. And of course, Coach Willie, you take a look at the picks right now. He feels that he could have been the number 1 pick. Do you agree with that? Or is it really clearly
No,
Carl
well,
Tamayo?
you know what? Since he put it that way, number 1 scorer in the league, he has a point. But you know, size matters.
Okay.
We all know that. So I still
Well, look at the two of you.
Yeah, well, I still feel that you can't go wrong either way. But I'll.
He's been clutch.
Yeah.
Carl Tamayo's
Very-
been clutch in
very
the fourth
clutch.
quarter.
Yeah,
He's
very
in
clutch.
with-
On top of the standings.
right,
so,
top of the
so
standings.
more wins.
All right. So
Okay.
we go to a number 2 picks here.
All right,
folks.
second pick.
Coach Willie.
Coach Willie, you get us going.
All right,
Yeah,
so
you go through the
if,
list.
if we're talking about scoring, let me go with the guy that just had his career high,
Okay.
Jerome
Ooh,
Lastimosa.
we're going point guard.
There we go, Jerome
Okay.
Lastimosa.
Okay.
Against LaSalle.
Yeah,
you
painful,
go.
but yes. All right, so Jerome Lastimosa. Okay, napariyak ka dun, Jello.
Kasi si Jerome yung pick ko the last time around.
Yeah.
Medyo nagkabaliktad pero...
Sino ngayon ay
Pero
tatapan?
ako,
I got the more improved version.
yeah.
Okay,
sure.
okay.
But for me, my pick is somewhat a revelation this season. So I'm picking another point guard, Fortsky Padrigao.
Oh, what a
Forsky.
matchup.
Okay. So
Love
Forsky
this.
Padrigao. All right, so
Breakout season.
Okay, yeah, break up. Arguably, it could be because of the system or because of the players around him.
Yeah.
And we know that Jerome Lastimosa is the system.
Is the season, you're right. To be fair,
Yeah.
Fortsky has been great since high school.
Yeah.
He's been great. He's taking it another level now, for
okay.
sure.
Okay.
That's
All right.
for sure.
So moving on to
Okay.
Coach Willie, because right now it's funny that. Well, I feel like you're more balanced in your lineup creation compared to Jello, pick 2 guards. Who do you have now?
Oo nga, no? Well, he has a point
Diba?
guard and a shooting guard.
Yeah.
So sabihin na natin yan.
Okay.
What
Alright,
about you?
okay.
All right, so I'm going to go big again. And let me go with Ange Kouame, the reigning MVP.
Why did he fall to number 5 overall here? Jello.
I think...
Is it the injury? Is it that? Is it?
Well, if we're gonna look at the entire statistical points after the first round,
Yeah.
he's not even on the list. If you're gonna look at it, he's not even on the list.
So that's why you didn't pick him.
I didn't really pick him, but for my pick, I'm going again with a big. But
Okay.
this is a versatile big if you're gonna be talking about, and it's gonna be Kevin Kiambao.
KQ.
Kevin
The
Kiambao.
playmaker.
Okay.
Extraordinaire.
I was actually debating between the two. But I already have the best, most versatile big in the league with Carl Tamayo. So
Wait, so why Ange though? Saying that he's not on the list of top
Yeah.
statisticals go. So why did you pick Ange?
I mean, he leads the league in rebounding.
Okay.
You know, and you
And
can't
shot blocks,
you-
I
yeah,
think.
and
Yeah.
shot blocks, and
Right.
you can't score without the ball. So you got to get the ball. Ange gets the rebounds. And I feel like the two of them would play so well together. They both can shoot from the outside. They both can play make.
Okay.
They both can post up.
Yeah, you
Still
know,
the reigning MVP.
still the reigning MVP.
Okay. Okay.
It's crazy that
All
he
right.
fell to number 5
Yeah,
overall,
true.
though, in my mind. All
Is
right.
he the concern with the injury?
Yeah,
Maybe,
probably.
All right.
I wanna focus on that later on. But then let's go through the picks first. All right, Coach Willie,
Your
your
next one.
7th overall. Who do you have?
I'm about to go crazy right now and go crazy out of the box. I'm going extra big, and I'm going Omar John.
This is
Omar John.
This is from yesterday's game, wasn't it?
Omar John.
You're having recency bias, huh?
Hey, I
Are
might
you?
be having
Are you?
recency bias, but a guy that is mobile
Okay.
and can patrol the paint, and you know I love defensive players. Omar John is my guy right there. Imagine the 3 big lineup. You move Carl Tamayo to the 3, which he can play. We've seen him in FIBA playing the 3. Omar John, rim runner, dunking
okay.
and blocking everything.
Mr. Primetime taking the hot takes
Away
from Jello V. So
Excuse me,
That's,
okay.
I'm actually, yeah, so that's interesting. Pero yung number 8 overall pick, courtesy of Jello. Jello, who do you have?
I'm going small with my lineup. I'm going with Dave Ildefonso.
Dave Ildefonso. All right. Okay, so why Dave in particular, as we see his numbers here, 13.3 points per game and 8.7 rebounds per game. For
You know,
Ateneo.
like looking at my list right now, you have a Forsky Padrigao to facilitate.
Yeah.
Then you have 2 scorers in again Shawnee Winston and
KQ.
KQ. Well, KQ I would consider him as a big that would be an anchor on everything in terms of playmaking and all of that. But I needed another scorer, a secondary scorer in Dave Ildefonso.
Are you probably also banking on probably the chemistry between
Chemistry, yeah.
Forsky and Dave?
Yeah.
Okay, I see that. I see that.
Okay, so we're gonna go through our last 2 picks here.
Oh, okay.
Fifth
Let's
fifth
finish
pick.
strong, guys.
Let's
Come
finish
on.
strong. All right.
Right.
All right, Coach Willie, who do you got? Then we're gonna go through your lineup right after. Then Jello, you too.
Yeah.
All right, well, you can't finish any stronger than the number 2 guy on,
He's already shaking
on
his
the
head.
stat race. I'm going Nick Caballero.
Oh, the curls.
Number 2. Okay.
Mr. Curls, there
Mr.
you go.
Curls.
Mr. Perm.
All right.
17.7 points per game, 7.1 rebounds per game, and of course, a strong starting lineup here for Coach Willie. But Jello,
Strongest.
strong. Okay, let's
Strongest.
let's see how Jello finishes his first though. Jello, who is your last pick?
You know, I'm going with a veteran. Kailangan ko ng leader in my team, so I'm going with JLC, John Lloyd.
JLC. Okay.
John Lloyd Clemente.
Solid.
All right, so 12.7 points per game, 3.0 rebounds per game. Let's take a look at the full lineups here.
No nga.
Okay,
Para
so
to get a better overview, no?
Oo.
Sige.
So let's go first with Coach Willie's starting 5. So he has Carl Tamayo, Jerome Lastimosa, Ange Kouame, Omar John, Nick Caballero. All right, Coach Willie, why is your starting 5 better than Jello's, Shawnee Winston, Forsky Padrigao, Kevin Kiambao, Dave Ildefonso, and John Lloyd Clemente?
Size matters. Pick your poison. I have the ultimate one-on-one player point guard, facilitator, do-it-all point guard in Jerome Lastimosa, a super scorer, and a lockdown defender, Nick Caballero, great rebounder for a guard. And then look at the versatility I have on the front line with Carl Tamayo, inside, outside. We saw how he did his thing, just picking on okay, against Ateneo. If I'm being guarded by
Picking on
by
his matches.
Balungay,
Yeah.
I'm going inside. If I'm being guarded by Ange Kwame, I'm going outside.
Okay.
All right, and you, Jello, your rebuttal?
You have the last say.
Well, I have no match with. To be honest with you, I don't have anything against. But with the times that have been changing in terms of gameplay,
Okay.
I wanted the small ball. So
Small
we
ball,
can run, push
shooting.
them, and basically it's positionless with that lineup. So you can go either way.
Maybe also winless at the end of the. I'm just kidding.
But you are absolutely right. Absolutely right.
All right.
Shooting and speed.
Shooting and speed.
Shooting
I'm
and
trying to
speed.
run the floor. Bagal
Shooting
the
and
lineup
speed.
there. I'm trying to
Shooting
run
and
the
All right.
floor.
Okay, so let's see. I would pay to watch that matchup, by the way. Anyway, we're not done with these two yet because we have so much more in store for them.
So much more, actually, when we return. We'll take a dive into some big news from the NBA. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. Welcome back to The Game. NBA fans' phones must be buzzing with constant news, updates, maybe rants, on the teams and its players. There was no shortage of surprising storylines this week, even at the beginning of the season. And still with us this time to talk about some hoops overseas, our all-star analysts, Willie Wilson and Mr. Hot Takes, Jello Vito. This segment's going to be interesting. So where do we begin, Paolo?
You know, it's funny because everyone is laughing, half smirking,
Shaking their
heads.
Yeah.
Because we all know what we're going to talk about.
Which is what?
Who? It's funny because our graphic now says Trailblazers stay undefeated. That's
CP3,
Yeah.
11,000 assists. Big news.
Yeah, big news,
Big news,
obviously.
right?
But we're gonna focus on who the Trailblazers beat, which are the Lakers. And a particular play at the end by one of their star guards.
And player
star
na
na.
rin.
Wow, wow.
Player na
star
rin, because
guard.
it's not only about today, the other day.
Yeah.
He was blanked also from the field, right? Let's begin. Russell Westbrook and the Lakers.
Okay.
The big news. Are we going to start with them?
Coach Willie, thoughts?
I don't even understand, first and foremost, why he is still on the Lakers.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, for the record, for those viewers who don't know, Coach Willie Wilson is a Laker fan. I want to
Born
contextualize.
and raised
Contextualize.
in Los Angeles, California.
Okay, go.
Watching the Lakers growing up,
Right.
from the Showtime Lakers
Right.
to the No Time Lakers to the Kobe Lakers to whatever we
Yeah.
see now.
Okay,
And-
so
and
you're wondering why he's
why?
still...
And I don't understand. Rob Pelinka, please explain to me, to us,
We'll send him
why
this clip.
you think that it's gonna work now when it didn't work last season.
Yeah.
All right. The shooting
good point.
is not improved. The decision making is not improved. The effort has, but it's just not. You're trying to fit a square peg
Right.
in a round hole.
All right,
and
okay.
I'm just upset,
No, you. I couldn't tell.
Disappointed.
I couldn't tell.
sad. I don't.
Last 30
Angry.
seconds or so of that matchup.
Oh yeah, the play.
That play in
Okay.
particular. Jello, your thoughts?
You know, when I saw that clip of that last possession of the Lakers, I was like, I don't want to be teammates with that guy if I'm gonna be a player with him. Kasi isipin mo, I battled for the defensive stop on the other end. I box out everyone, tried to get that rebound, and then all of a sudden you're just gonna jack up a pull-up jumper with 17 seconds left on the clock and saying it's 2 for 1. Like, come on, you're in the NBA. Like, you should know better.
Come on.
2-4-1 with the lead, by the way. Yeah.
Come on.
Okay.
So disappointing.
So, closing lineup. Dapat wala na ba si Russ, in your opinion? No, don't answer that. Because lineup.
I know
You're saying lineup.
just team in general. Not even closing lineup. Just why is he on that team? Just send him home. I mean,
He is home. He is home.
It's addition
Okay.
by
He is
subtraction.
home in LA.
Okay, so
let's move on.
Yeah, I
think we get the point.
Sorry, all right, but Damian Lillard looks good. All right,
Yeah,
let's
couple of
focus
games.
on the positive
Couple
thing,
of
right?
games.
Yeah, he looks like the old Damian Lillard in the terms of his scoring. And
talk
all
about
of that.
that.
Looks healthy. He looks healthy.
Okay, so Coach
Your
Willie, since
thoughts?
you have a smile on your face again, what do you think about?
All right.
what
First
Lillard's
and
doing?
foremost, I wrote an article about the top 5 point guards.
Yeah.
It is on NBA.com,
Right.
Philippines.
Right.
Saying that Damian Lillard will be the third best point guard this season behind Steph and Luka.
Okay.
And I got so much pushback. And now we're seeing this early iteration of Damian Lillard looking like what you just said, the old Damian Lillard. We know that
healthy
a
Damian.
healthy.
Damian.
There you go.
A healthy
He
Damian
played
Lillard.
injured last season.
He did.
And now we're seeing Dame time all over again against my Lakers, unfortunately.
Crap.
But I'm glad to be proven right.
Right.
That's just about it.
225 million. That's what's working.
Worth every penny.
Yeah, that's what's working.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
3-0 start for Portland too.
40 plus points, a couple of games already. All right,
Not
the Sox.
tanking.
Right, let's.
Not tanking.
Okay, CP3. Let's brush on him. We talked about him. 11,000 assists. Since you mentioned point guards, Jello, major milestone for
Yeah,
CP3.
I mean, I'm
but
happy.
still, chasing that ring.
I'm happy for CP3. He has made Phoenix a very good team with this addition. And I mean, being a point guard, me, Coach Willie, being a big man, playing a big man, important talaga yung may point guard ka na maayos. And that's what CP3 has been doing to that Suns team. He's been facilitating really well, making his teammates look good, putting Devin Booker under his wing. That when CP3 went to Phoenix, yung game ni Devin Booker and ni DeAndre Ayton, like really elevated. Just because CP3 is there.
All right, gentlemen, so we have time for just one last query for the both of you, and I'm gonna make this really brief here. Apart from what we discussed so far, what do you feel is the most surprising thing in the early NBA days that you've seen so far? I'm not setting myself up.
You're setting
No,
yourself up.
no.
for
All
this.
right, Jello.
Sige, I'm gonna be honest. the 3-0 start of the Utah Jazz.
All right. Yo, Coach Willie. Coach Willie.
All right. I agree with Jello, but yeah, I mean, I would want to talk about the Pelicans and seeing a rejuvenated Zion, a healthy Zion,
Yeah.
a
Yeah, it's really
slimmed
good,
down
yeah.
version of Zion. Except they just lost to
Kelly Olynyk.
to your Jazz.
Kelly Olynyk.
your
But they had
Utah
him. They had
Jazz,
him. They had him.
who are supposed
Had
to
him.
be,
Alright.
tanking for Wemby. So
You never know. We might still tank for Wemby. But gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us
you.
and for giving me that shout out in the Jazz.
Always
Really
fun.
appreciate
Always
it.
fun. Thanks for mentioning Zion.
Good stuff. After the break, we'll shift to volleyball action as Creamline and Cheritigo share the top spot in PVL Reinforced Conference. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game.
You're still watching The Game. Over at the PVL, the Creamline Cool Smashers and Cheritigo crossovers share the #1 spot in the Reinforced Conference. And to give us a recap of the weekend games and preview of the next exciting matches, we have with us volleyball analyst, our good friend, Neil Flores. Hello, Neil.
Hi, Boom. Hi, Pao.
Hello. Welcome back to The Game. Let's get to the games right away. Neil, that Signal Creamline game in that Santa Rosa crowd. Oh, please take us through that experience and take us through the actual game where Creamline asserted its dominance 3-1.
It was so wild. I mean, the crowd was just into the game, and I feel like Creamline had an off game. They won that game in 4 sets.
Yeah.
Pero feeling ko hindi yun yung Creamline na champion team because they had a lot of sequences that they overshot their mark when it comes to first passing. Buti na lang nagkakagulo din yung Signal HD spikers and they couldn't convert yung mga overpass ng Creamline. But the good thing about Creamline is that every time they have an off game, one player would always emerge as a hero. And in that instance, it was Gemma Galanza. She had 17 points. She had less attempts compared to the reinforcement, pero mas mataas yung naging percentage of conversion niya in attacking. Plus, she had a massive 63% output on the field in the game.
Hometown eh.
Oo nga
Home court
had to
advantage
provide,
eh.
had to produce. And of course, Creamline after that shares a lead with Cheritigo with a 3-0 record. Now moving on to the Petro Gazz versus Akari game. It felt like Petro Gazz just vented their ire on Akari in particular. Sweep there, and they just flexed their muscles and showcased their championship caliber. Neil, what did you make of that game?
Same thoughts here. That was the fastest game that I covered so far in the PVL. It ended at an hour and 10 minutes, I think. And the two pocket rockets, Lindsay van der Weide and MJ Phillips, again connived with explosive production with 32 points. And for the side of Akari, it was only Priscilla Rivera who was punching in the numbers. And I guess nahuli lang talaga at a bad time yung Akari. They were very slow to react. No one was moving. Even the middle blockers weren't getting attempts because of the faulty receptions that they had. And again, it's not good to be on the competing end when you see Petro Gazz coming off a loss dun sa Creamline.
Yeah, and it's really a contrast of youth versus experience.
Exactly.
It's a complete contrast yung Petro Gazz and Akari. And this is what we expect also the campaign of Akari this season. You know? There will be some highs, even in losses that they performed well, like in the 5-set loss, and then there will be some major lows rather, like in that loss. Now let's move on, excuse me, to the next one. Cheritigo, the number one team alongside Creamline, Choco Mucho. This is a much-awaited match. Tell us why, Neil.
Cheritigo, again, they're bouncing back big time so far in the Reinforced Conference. 3 straight games in the row, they got their wins. But Choco Mucho is also having a good stint so far. They have been coming off big wins, 5-setter wins. And for Choco Mucho, they have to utilize yung pagbabalanse nung setting possession nila. That will be their key to victory against the undefeated Cheritigo. Yung palitan ni Jem Ferrer and Dina Wong will always be crucial because itong reinforcement, si Odina Alieva, she has a very specific type of set. Sometimes nakukuha ni Dina, sometimes nakukuha ni Jem. So, if kaya nilang dalawang ma-maximize yung output ng reinforcement, they can actually deal the first loss for the Cheritigo crossovers. And for Cheritigo naman, that's why feeling ko malaking factor na nagsistep up si Zach Carandang in this conference, to be specific. Kasi in the past few conferences, hindi naman siya nabibigyan talaga ng sobrang daming playing time. But right now, she is the top attacker as of yesterday. Highest percentage attacker in the league.
Well, you know, Neil, syempre there's going to be something to watch out for. But then right now, let's wrap this up with PLDT and F2. F2,
tomorrow.
They look a lot healthier kasi kompleto na sila. Don Macandili finally playing. Talking to the coaching staff last time around, sabi nila, Don Macandili was only at 90% last time around. And how big of a factor would it be if F2 are healthy and we're seeing them finally shake off that rust from all that time off?
Sa F2 naman, depensa lang talaga yung nagiging problema nila. And now that Don Macandili is back, they're back to their regular rotation. Attacking will never be a problem for F2 Logistics. They have Lindsay Stalzer, they also have Kali Mao. So wala nang problema dyan if they have that stable receive. And for PLDT, I have one simple note lang. They need to find a way to execute that final blow dun sa opponents nila. Because you almost had that game against Choco Mucho. And yun lang, kinakapos lang sa dulo. So execution will be vital if they want to get that win against F2.
Interesting, yeah. That is the second game, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow. Neil, as always, thanks for your time, and we will see you at the games.
Thank you.
All right, and for the rest of you, thank you for joining us. I'm Boom Gonzalez.
And I'm Paulo Del Rosario. This has been The Game.